Hi.
Hi! Welcome to Creative Living. I'm Max.
And I'm Amy, and today I'm kind of going for something a little bit different. We're going to talk about being an empath, sensitivities, being a highly sensitive person, that kind of business. 'Cause we're experts at it.
Yeah, and we've had a week. Especially of that.
Maybe this could be like a video of us having a nap.
Yeah, that would be nice. Except she'd keep us awake. She would. And I think the reason that we're talking about this, one, because we're both very sensitive and relate to I don't know if you necessarily know what being an empath is. Maybe we should explain that first. So when someone's an empath, they're extremely sensitive to the people around them and their environment. They tend to pick up on other people's feelings and sometimes even other people's train of thought. It's almost like an extreme version of rapport where you're almost out of control.
Yeah.
You can be very sensitive to large crowds, places where you can get a whole lot of different energy and it can feel really overwhelming. What else?
That's a really good way of explaining it. It's definitely different to being an introvert, although I am as well. But it's, just that picking up on people's energies, almost so that you're confused to the point of you don't know what's your own and what's theirs if you're not careful. Just highly sensitive to other people's emotional states.
And the reason that we're wanting to talk about it is because it's just been one of those weeks where we've been feeling, both of us, it's funny how it was in the same.
I know.
Both of us feeling just extremely sensitive, and there's just been some strange things that have happened this week, and just, I mean, having to really think about what's our feelings that we own versus what we're picking up from those closest to us or not so close to us. And how it's completely affected our work this week.
Yeah, I've had a really difficult week of just basically wanting to be alone, and I haven't been able to be alone, and so I've become highly irritable when I'm around other people, and it's become more and more exacerbated the more I had to be around people where I was extremely sensitive to touch. Like, I didn't want anyone to come near me.
Ugh.
I didn't like loud noises, and I just really wanted to keep this like sacred space around me, but obviously when you are really sensitive to other people's feelings, it's very hard to keep those boundaries up, and I found myself constantly being like, how are they, where are they at right now, what's happening right now, and kind of, it's just been exhausting. I'm so tired.
And I think I've been sick. This is my 5th week of being sick, and I think that that's just absolutely drained my energy from my body's point of view, and then that obviously then links to my mental state, and like then I don't have a lot of energy to protect myself when I'm around other people. And I'm very I feel very open and exposed to other people's opinions and thoughts at the moment. And it's kind of turned into, like we were saying, this sort of ball of anxiety. And it's really hard. It's really hard when you actually don't have the energy to protect yourself and like check in with yourself. And oh my gosh, the amount of times where I'll be feeling really angry or pissed off and then have to check so far down the line and go, was that actually me? Like, was I feeling that way, or was I picking up on someone else? And I just don't have the energy to be doing that at the moment.
I completely agree. The other day I was feeling pretty good because I'd been alone for about 2 hours. James, my partner, comes home in a bad mood, and I tanked. I matched him to a T. And he was like, what's your problem? I was like, what's your problem? Because it's my problem right now. And that's so, and first of all, that's unfair, because
it's still hard though.
But it's hard. I wish I was, I've been getting a lot of shame around this because I've particularly been very aware of what I've been like in this last week. I've been really trying to pay attention to this kind of sensitivity, and because I've been very aware of it, I've actually had a lot of judgment over it, which has been very unhelpful. And I felt like I'm so high maintenance, like anything that happens like affects how I am, and I felt really silly and stupid because I'm so changeable, because if a few people come into my space, I'm in a different space like so quickly. If someone wants to see me and I'm not ready to see them, that's been a big thing this week of like, Amie, I need to see you, and I've been like, well, I can't, and that really panics me.
Oh yeah.
And then I'm like, I feel like I'm high maintenance, I'm flaky, I'm not a good friend, and I've been putting a lot of judgments on the fact that I'm just a really sensitive person, and I've been trying to figure out like how I can step back from letting it be judgment and just allowing it to be, well, this is just who I am. I just am a sensitive person, and it gives me a lot of good things too. Like, I can be very aware of how other people feel, and that can help me make good connections with others. It can help me in my work as I mentor people. It helps me in my writing because I can put myself in other people's shoes. But yeah, I've been very judgy of it.
Yeah. Well, and that's like the trap is that judgment as well, because then as soon as you go down the judgment road, then it's just like a snowballing effect, and you just feel shit about yourself, and then you feel worse feelings because you feel shit about yourself, and then you feel shit about those feelings.
Yeah,
and it's just like this like
it is.
fucking
It's very hard.
Alice in Wonderland tunnel.
Yeah.
And I guess we don't really have the answers with necessarily how to approach it, other than maybe, I mean, what have you found that's helped?
Yeah. This week I was paying attention to what was taking my energy out, which was obviously all these different aspects: seeing too many people, being in big crowds, having to do stuff that I didn't feel was in like my right timing. All of this stuff was energy out, but I was also paying attention to what was energy in, which was good. So like making sure that I prioritized time alone for me was really important, so that I could connect back into how I am me. Just clearing stuff away, sending back stuff that wasn't mine. But other things, like I found actually that all of my energy in was like very sensory stuff. So it was about like listening to music would bring me back to a space. Being outside, being in nature was a good one for me as well. What else was there? Creativity was obviously a really big one, but that was also like creativity alone, just being in my own space, painting, writing.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's the thing is when you feel overwhelmed by all these external sensory sort of experiences, other people, your environment, and everything, probably being alone is a good way to filter out what's yours and what's not.
Yeah.
And having that time just back to yourself to listen to you.
Yeah.
It's really hard. It's easier said than done.
It is. And also I was finding that I was like, I need time alone, so I'd have time alone. And then the first person who came back into my sphere really got a bollocking from me, because I was like, I'm not ready. I just felt like a stone cold bitch all week.
Yeah, I just feel like I'm just going around in circles in my mind, because I'm actually not sure what's my thoughts and what's my ideas and what I want to do versus what I'm feeling affected
and that's
by.
so hard. I think that's a really good point. Also, as like an empathetic person, we're very in tune with our culture and our society and what we're meant to be doing, what's expected of us, and that's actually so exhausting.
It's so
because
tiring.
then you get a bit. That's exactly what you're saying.
Yeah.
You're trying to sit down, trying to have your glow up, step up to what you're meant to be doing, but you can get confused as to what you want to be doing and what you think you should be doing, because you're picking up so many messages from our culture.
Yeah, and it's really hard to discern the two and work out which is
I agree.
me and which is what I think it should be.
I should
me.
be. I totally agree.
Yeah, it's really hard.
I've been thinking a lot about like what my next steps are, and I'm just confused.
Yes, I'm so confused.
Yeah.
I'm so completely confused. Like an absolute fucking bundle of mess. And because I'm sick, I just don't have the energy. Like you were saying, when you're sick, your body prioritizes making you better, so you can't concentrate. I cannot fucking concentrate at the moment. I try. I have so much to do, and I'm doing it all so slowly. And that's okay. I mean, at least I'm doing some of it. But still, it's 5 weeks.
Oh, it's not fair. Have you been nice to yourself?
In and out. In and out.
It's hard to be consistent.
I'm nice to myself when I can remind myself to be nice to myself.
Yeah.
But I'm not nice to myself when I forget to be nice to myself.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Oh, baby.
No. I'm just having a little bit of a pity party over here.
We should have like a banner. Pity party and then
Pity
like
party.
black streamers.
Yes, pity party anonymous. Come join.
You are staring at me.
And this one's overly sensitive.
You're very sensitive,
She's
baby.
always been so anxious, so sensitive.
She's picking up on my vibes, which are not good. Deep breaths, moments of stillness.
Yeah.
That helps me a lot.
No, I agree.
Mm.
Okay. Yeah.